I'm Gill Newton and I'm the chair of the Sheffield Methodist District. I think the thing that's exciting about ministry for me is that no 2 days are ever the same. I get to meet so many fantastic people who've got great stories to tell about what God's doing in their life or in their community or in their church. The district chair is such a diverse role. I find myself having lots of conversations, particularly with clergy, about their vocation. So this morning I was with a group of people who are in the early years of their ministry, a group that we call the Under 10s group. And that's an opportunity for us just to gather. Today we had communion, but we also had a time when they could share how things are for them in life and ministry. And that's a real opportunity for us to support one another. Ministry can be quite isolating, and so to be able to get together with others who are at the same stage of ministry, and for me to facilitate that is a real privilege. My own experience of being called to ministry came over quite a long period of time, really, something like 7 or 8 years, from first having an inkling that there may be just something going on inside of me, to actually getting to the point of recognising that here was a call that I needed to do something about. And I suppose for me it came through other people in the main talking to me about their sense that I should be doing something different with my life. I was a banker, I loved that job, I was very ambitious, but I suppose the environment within banking changed a little as well. To the kind of environment where I wasn't quite so comfortable as a Christian. I came to a point where, in order to get some peace within myself and some peace with God, I needed to explore this whole concept of ministry more. There was a turning point moment for me. I do recall very vividly having been asked to host an evening in the church that I was a member of at the time, where we were performing a Roger Jones musical. The musical was Angel Voices, and I just remember at some point in that evening I felt inside myself that I knew what I had to do, and when the evening was over and I was free to do so, I just broke down in tears because I knew there was no fighting it anymore. When I told my parents, they weren't in the least bit surprised. In fact, I think my mum said to me something like, "We've been waiting for this day." Friends, most of them, were pleased for me. There were a few who maybe thought I was a bit crackers. Why God called me to ministry is a complete mystery to me, because I'm just me, and I often wonder why me, because I feel very ordinary. I don't feel like I've got any particular gifts, but I think that's the wonder of it, really, that God knows the kind of potential that He's placed in us when He creates us, and He wants to see that potential fulfilled. And so I don't think anybody should ever dismiss the thought that God might call them. I long for us to see more of our churches flourishing, because people are really willing to change and do things differently so that they might reach out to the communities where they are. If you're thinking about ministry at all and you've got any sense that God might be calling you, then I would say pray about that a lot. Talk to people who you think are wise in their discernment. And I think I would also say to people, don't do it at all unless you really have that strong sense of call that doesn't go away unless you do something about it. When you're struggling with that call, I guess many of us wonder what life will be like. We don't always want to give up the life that we know, and there's that sense of uncertainty and the unknown, but it's absolutely worth it. And although there's a lot of sacrifice and a lot of giving needed in ministry, that's true of all of us as disciples of Jesus. And I think my experience has taught me that I've got so much more back from ministry than I've ever given.